Hey there, history buffs. Today, I'm diving into the shadows of history to uncover some of the CIA's early covert missions in Latin America. Buckle up, because this is going to be one wild ride through the early 20th century. First up, we've got the Roosevelt Corollary to the Monroe Doctrine in 1904. Theodore Roosevelt justified U.S. intervention in Latin American countries to stabilize their economies, often through covert means. Then there's the Panama Canal Zone. Between 1903 and 1914, the U.S. covertly supported the Panamanian independence movement from Colombia. This led to the construction of the Panama Canal, a crucial waterway for American naval power. The Banana Wars, from 1898 to 1934, saw a series of U.S. military interventions in Central America and the Caribbean. These actions aimed to protect American business interests, particularly those of the United Fruit Company. In Nicaragua from 1912 to 1933, the U.S. military occupied the country, supporting friendly governments to protect American interests against Sandinista rebels. During the Mexican Revolution from 1910 to 1920, the U.S. engaged in intelligence activities and covert operations, backing various factions and meddling in Mexican politics. Under the Wilson administration, between 1914 and 1917, the U.S. provided covert support to anti-Huerta forces in Mexico. This included the infamous Tampico affair and the U.S. invasion of Veracruz. Fast forward to the Good Neighbor policy from 1933 to 1945. While publicly promoting non-intervention, it often masked covert U.S. actions to maintain influence in Latin America. Operation Pastorius in Argentina during World War II saw OSS and U.S. intelligence operations working to counter Nazi influence and espionage. In the 1940s, the U.S. took covert steps to counter pro-Axis sympathies in Argentina, including intelligence gathering and propaganda. Meanwhile, in Brazil, the Washington Accords from 1942 to 1945 involved U.S. covert actions and agreements to secure Brazil's alliance during Woodoo, even establishing U.S. air bases there. The influence of U.S. corporations like the United Fruit Company in Guatemala shaped U.S. foreign policy and covert actions in the early 20th century. The OSS set up stations throughout Latin America during World War II to monitor Axis activities and promote pro-Allied governments. The U.S. also supported anti-Axis political movements and leaders in Latin America during the 1940s. Covert operations were the name of the game. The Peruvian-Ecuadorian War of 1941 saw U.S. intelligence involvement, supporting mediation efforts to maintain regional stability. From 1946 to 1950, the U.S. backed the Caribbean Legion, a group of exiled Latin American political leaders aiming to overthrow dictatorships. At the Bogotá Conference in 1948, the U.S. covertly influenced the creation of the Organization of American States to align with anti-communist objectives. In the 1940s, the U.S. attempted to undermine Argentina's Juan Perón due to his perceived fascist sympathies and nationalist policies. In 1946, the U.S. covertly influenced Chilean politics to prevent the election of left-leaning candidates. Throughout the 1930s and 1940s, the U.S. supported right-wing regimes in Latin America as a bulwark against communism. Finally, the formation of the CIA in 1947 marked the transition from OSS activities to full-fledged CIA operations in Latin America, setting the stage for the Cold War interventions that would follow. And there you have it, a glimpse into the covert world of early U.S. intelligence operations in Latin America. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden history. Thanks for watching.